So if everybody's ready, let's go ahead and get this started. You guys find yourselves standing on top of a retaining wall overlooking a beach that's about 10 feet down below where you're currently at. You're standing on a large circular section. You can see down the beach, approximately 300-400 yards away is a large villa. It's just kind of set on like the beach kind of curves around and you can kind of see it sitting off to one side. In the center of the circular area that you're standing at, there is a large granite stone with looks like one side of it has been like chopped off and polished down to a brilliant sheen and some words chiseled upon it. The beach itself is a beautiful like red and pink sand with glistening aqua, crystal clear water that just kind of gently washes up in little gentle waves. The ambient air is both warm yet pleasantly cool thanks to a gentle breeze that just kind of blows in, bringing with it a mix of the salt air and the very sweet jungle flowers and coconuts and other fruits that grow out in the wild. There is a cliff face that you see to the south of your current location that goes up several hundred feet and just this big broad flat surface that encircles the entire lagoon, which you would guess is probably somewhere between 1.5 miles to 2 miles across. The water is salt water because obviously you can smell it. You easily, as a sailor, you easily recognize the scents and sounds of the ocean, but you don't see any readily available access to the sea itself. Although in the far, far distance to the north, you see that there is a very slight crack in the edge of the cliffs. So there might be a waterway further off in that direction that you just can't see from here. Otherwise, the cliff face is completely unbroken. You notice, being the perceptive one of the group, that there is a path that leads almost directly north towards the closest section of the cliff face from where you're at. It's stone, much like what you're standing upon, but it is slightly overgrown with like dirt and stuff, and debris is kind of slightly obscuring it, but whatever type of stone it is has prevented plants from growing directly on it. So there is, although obscured, a very visible, at least to you, path that leads towards the north. You can easily walk upon this wide, 20-foot wide stone wall that basically acts as a retaining wall that separates the jungle and the beach itself. But you can easily walk along that, following the curve of it and the beach towards the villa.
Well, I think we should check out the little village and hope that the occupants are...
Is it a village or a villa?
A
like
villa.
just so a house,
Just a singular house.
So I guess we should check out the building and see if it's occupied and and hope they're friendly.
Yeah. Is it the sand was red?
Yeah, it's red and pink.
Find our bearings, figure out where we are.
I agree, but we're standing here with all this treasure, and what are we going to do with that? Well,
We could bury it. We're in a lagoon.
Do you have a shovel?
Or I could just put it in the bottom of the lagoon. And then come back and we could come back and get it out.
Just sink it?
We worked very hard for this. We should obviously throw it in the ocean.
Well, it's a lagoon, so it's not going anywhere.
It's also not going to do us much good right now either.
Are there any ships?
You don't see any vessels from your current location.
Because didn't we realize that we were in the center, like the caldera of a volcano?
Yeah, you're pretty sure this is the center of a blown out volcano.
Which is cool. Or hot.
So
Or both.
So is the wall itself 20 feet tall, or is it 20 feet? It's 20 feet wide. How tall is it?
10 feet. It's
Okay.
from where
And there's
you're at.
vines
It's
on
like
it?
a 10-foot drop down to the sandy beach.
And there's vines on the side of it?
No, it's actually quite clear. The jungle growth seems to stop where the 20-foot section of stone begins.
That's inconvenient. Alright.
Something that, as you guys are kind of looking at the stonework, you're realizing that this isn't like placed blocks. You see no visible sign of any seams whatsoever.
so it seems like it was magically created or
Yeah.
something.
Would it be, could it be carved? I mean, looking at it, are there marks on it, or is it completely smooth?
It's completely smooth, other than the wear of however long it's been here. But there's no chisel marks or anything on it.
I guess I will begin casting the ritual for Tensor's floating disc.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was just gonna suggest that because then we can at least protect, bring the gold on your floating disc thing. And
Okay. As you're doing that, you see your latest sailing companion kind of over there by the bags, kind of kicks him. He's like, it's a good haul. And she just kind of starts wandering off over towards the jungle a little bit. Not far, just kind of away from you guys. Down kind of towards the path that you see that's obscured leading towards the north. Eskin, which is the innkeeper, is kind of huddled off over with his young teenage daughter. And they seem to be quietly talking, almost arguing. She seems very distraught, but he seems to be maintaining this very calm, reassuring, fatherly, everything's going to be okay, don't worry. And then those with the perceptive ears, Mordai and Kara, overhear him talking about someone named Camden. That's when you realize that when you initially came to the inn, he had a son about the same age as Liam that is not currently here.
oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
You remember seeing him in the inn.
Okay.
He's working the tables and stuff with his sister.
And how long have I been in town?
Only maybe a week. Actually, probably not even that long. Just under a week.
I don't know if I butt into the conversation.
You don't have to. Stuff that you overhear. So, let's go around the table. Calisthe, you are currently working on your spell. Lou, what are you doing?
Well, I feel like we should head to the villa, so I want to just make sure everything's in order, make sure everyone's safe and secure, and then just start getting ready to head out that way.
Okay, so you're just kind of going around checking on everybody? Who do you want to start with?
So we have the innkeeper's daughter, we have the barbarian, and then our group, right?
Yeah, and Liam and Tess.
William and Tess are here too.
Yeah.
Liam
and Tess are just kind of sitting off over to the side. He's just kind of checking her out, making sure that she's not horribly injured from being captured.
I don't know. I guess I'll check up on the innkeeper and his daughter since they're...
Okay, so you begin making your way over towards Eskin and his daughter.
Pardon my interruption, but is everything okay with you two? You seem to be...
Sandra's a little worried about her brother. I have convinced her that he will be perfectly fine. He left town a couple of days ago on a ship, the one that a couple of your friends arrived on.
Okay.
He's off to school. I've assured her, he kind of looks over at her, that by the time he figures out what's gone on in Bramble Marsh, we'll probably already be home. Or at least someplace where we can contact him.
Where was he headed to?
Capital.
Well, at the very least, if we can find out where we are, hopefully we can at least maybe get a message that sent to him that way. That'll arrive before we would.
One would hope. What is the plan? Looks like your Dragonborn friend is in the middle of casting a spell.
I mean, I feel we should check out the villa over there and see if it's occupied, and if it is, hopefully the occupants are friendly and we can at least figure out where we are and find some shelter.
Sounds like a good plan. He's like, come on, Sandra, let's gather up our things. And they start kind of picking up the various satchels and stuff that they've managed to pack up. Morday, what are you doing? You're standing in a kind of a circular stone area overlooking this lagoon. The jungle is to the south behind you. Yeah, to the south behind you. The path goes south, not north. Sorry, got my directions mixed up. But there's a path that leads off to the south on the other side of the circle. There's a large granite stone slab that kind of stands in the middle of the circle. And you see Lou is talking to the innkeep, person you haven't actually met beyond seeing him briefly at the inn before everything went down. And Calliste is currently in the process of flipping through her book and mumbling words and drawing strange symbols in the air.
Can I go check on Tess and...
You want to go over to Tess and Liam?
Yeah.
Alright, you make your way over there, and Tess is just kind of sitting on the wall, allowing her legs to dangle down towards the beach. Obviously, she's at a 10-foot drop. She's well above it, but she's just kind of sitting there, kind of staring off at the water, while her brother is kind of tending to a superficial cut kind of in her hairline. He's just kind of checking it out.
How's everything looking over here?
I think we'll be fine.
That's good.
Tessa is a bit silent, which is a little unusual, but she seems preoccupied right now with the warmth and the sounds of the jungle. She just kind of looks towards you as like, it's different here. It's so quiet. Meanwhile, you hear the gentle sound of the surf and the just insane amount of noise coming from the jungle, from various strange exotic birds, what you hope are possibly monkeys and whatever, hooting and hollering and calling to one another in the jungle. It seems quite loud to you, but you're assuming that the silence that she speaks of is the general number of spirits that are constantly surrounding her.
It's very nice here, isn't it?
It is nice. And Liam kind of looks at you as like, so do you and your companions have a plan? I overheard the paladin talking about going over towards the villa.
I think that's our only plan so far. We're just hoping that either the people that occupy it are nice or no one's occupying it.
Well, we don't have much to carry. Do you need help with all those sacks?
I think we're good so far, but thank you for the suggestion.
Very well. And kind of goes over to Tess. Come on, Tess. Let's get you, let's kind of like slowly start walking towards the, to the villa. So like, okay. And she kind of hops up and brushes some sand out of her dress, and the two of them very slowly begin to walk off and along the top of the wall towards the villa. Like I said, it's about 300 or so yards away. So it's a decent walk. What would you like to do, Callista?
I don't know.
So you two are occupied. You just got left there.
You could walk with them if you choose. It's just-
I'd actually like to walk with them. I was gonna say that.
Alright.
I'm just gonna follow them.
Alright.
And I just stand there and be like, just nods and
Off they go into the real world.
So you see
they're all
Morday
busy. So I'm
walk
gonna,
off with Liam and Tessa.
I'm gonna go up to Matsu and I'm falling. I'm sorry.
No, there was a
The
warthog
bird.
sword.
I was like, I'll walk up to Unsu and Kara and be like, well, what are we have a plan or?
Talking to me?
Yes.
I didn't hear her at first because I'm actually kind of zoned out on all the sounds.
All the new sounds.
The new sounds.
Your
and-
eyes are
and-
just gonna be like this.
You ask him a question, he just looks, he goes,
What's he's happy?
new noises. But so as I kind of zoned out there, like I said, and then I guess we're going towards the villa. That's what I hear all the others saying.
Is
And it
that it?
doesn't seem like there's really anything else here to just go do. And I can't fly down off the wall.
I'm sorry.
it's kind of like a self-diss, honestly.
You're the one that likes to poke fun at it.
What about our new barbarian friend though? If we're all going to the village, she's kind of wandering off.
She's just looking at the jungle. Like me.
You're more so listening to it.
Don't tell me how to live my life.
As we're talking, I'm kind of searching around because I'm realizing that I haven't checked for my friend in a while.
You're searching around, and eventually you find him tucked away and sleeping in one of your numerous pouches.
Did I miss something?
Yeah, I've had
He's an urchin background, so he's got a little mouse.
I have a mouse and I've had the whole
And he hasn't eaten it. This is impressive. No.
His name is Chitter.
This is gonna be like that rock lobster that you had or whatever.
But anyway, I'm just worried. Would you like to see him? Like I said, I'm preoccupied. There's a whole lot to absorb and go on, but I'm going to be following them when we're done.
Okay. I'll go, I guess, let the barbarian know what's going on as well.
Right. So the tiefling kind of looks at you, looks at your mouse, and kind of wanders off towards where the strange seafaring barbarian is kind of like staring at the jungle.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing, Kara?
I would go see what the stone slab says.
Okay, so you move up to the stone slab, and it has a single sentence carved into the surface of it. The stone itself,
How tall is it?
it's about a 8-foot tall stone. It looks like just a regular chunk of granite, so it's just kind of like a boulder. But somebody has basically shaved off one side of it and just polished it to almost like glass-like surface.
Yeah.
So it's very shiny and everything. And chiseled into it some words. It says, "Dragoste nostra est eterna."
I'm assuming I can't understand what that says because I speak
What?
Common and Elvish.
Yeah, definitely not one of those two languages.
So,
Looks just like this.
I have no idea what it says. So I'm going to go over back towards everyone and
I'm on a walk.
Where's this dragon?
I know.
I swear I know this one.
Go back to
Don't
everybody
trust
else
me, I'm a
and
bird man.
say, you know what, I know the plan is to go towards the villa. Are we? Do we have a, yeah, you guys are already leaving.
We're already like,
You're at the villa.
There's something written on that stone. I don't know what it says. Anyone wants to try and read it, or we just go to the villa.
So, anyway, you point out the stone, and
I'll go take a look at it.
what languages do you speak?
Common, Comorian, Celestial, Elvish, and Dwarvish. No.
It's gibberish to you. Who else looks at it?
I can look at.
Wait, I'm already doing a thing.
All I know is thieves can't common, Orin, and Geothermies.
Definitely not those languages.
Oh shit.
Just gonna do this.
Excuse me for a moment.
Am I able to hear her when I'm walking away though? Oh,
Well, you're not going that far.
well, yeah.
You're only going 20 feet away.
That's fair. Okay, I'll go ahead and go look at it too then before I make it all the way there.
Okay. Well, it's in Dioran, and it says, "Our love is eternal."
You have a pencil.
So anyway, stone is written in Dioran.
Oh, okay.
Did you get the translation?
Our love is eternal.
Yes.
Is it?
I'm just gonna turn to you and just kind of say, well, it's in Dioran, and it says, our love is eternal. It's kind of odd for this place.
First word wasn't dragon, went Sue.
Does that phrase
In Winsu it says dragon.
mean anything?
I make that sound back at you.
It's a declaration of love.
Right.
Whoa.
But does it?
Whoa.
Knowledge.
I meant more like in a. Has it been something that I've heard before, possibly like a religious context or other context?
That'd be an interesting.
I could have you roll for it, but it's
Right.
All right. Well,
Say, well, thanks for translating that. It
Yeah.
doesn't really mean anything. At least it's not a warning. Kind of what I was after reading it.
I mean, it's a warning not to get in between their love? Question mark. Love
So I'm
triangles
just gonna
here.
like, all right, I'm gonna go that way.
We're just gonna
Start
do a
following
love
towards the villa.
all right. So at this point, you get your
That's
disc
where we're stuck.
cast, and you realize that everybody's kind of starting to walk away as you got your disc ready and the piles of treasure laying there.
Just keep all this then.
I haven't walked away.
Winsu and Lou are still there,
Yeah.
and the barbarian's like, "I'll lend a hand."
yeah.
And she comes over and just kind of starts throwing bags up onto the disc.
Who are you again?
You're worse
I don't think I caught your name.
Zakari.
Calistae.
We better hurry up and catch up to your friends.
I don't know. They count as my friends. They've been here with all this treasure and just walked off.
Those are real friends. If they're leaving all of this for us.
I was more trying to follow like the kids walking off towards
I-
who knows what. No one's like big old devices are like, oh wait, we're just gonna go this way.
So load up my disc. Well, watch other people load up my disc, and then
Oh,
head off
jeez,
after
I am
the
a
blast.
child.
It takes you about maybe 10 minutes of walking to get up to the villa. And as you get up close, you can see that it's a two-story structure of white-washed, plaster-covered brick. And it's basically a brick and timber style of build. The roof has red clay shingles, but the shingles are made in the design of large palm fronds. To kind of gives the house kind of like a kind of a tropical vibe. Around there's a 10-foot wide porch that goes around the entirety of the structure, and it kind of sits just slightly uphill from where you entered this area from. As you get up close, you can see a set of steps that goes up to the porch, and there's like a set of double doors directly in front of you. The porch is covered and seems to be mostly made out of stone.
Do you see anybody around the property or
You
on
don't
the
see
porch?
any signs of any kind of like activity of like current people. You see bits of kind of old weathered wicker chairs and benches and stuff that are kind of scattered across the porch. A number of them. There's also kind of ruined hammocks hanging from basically between some of the poles and stuff, where it looks like maybe people would just kind of lounge out or perhaps sleep.
So is it pretty run down and overgrown at this point?
Oddly, the villa itself is in really good shape, whereas the furniture is in horrible condition. Doesn't look like anybody has made use of this place in maybe more than 50 years.
Or they just have a bad maid.
As you step up onto the porch, as you can see the northern end of this porch kind of goes out in a very broad arc that kind of protrudes much further to the northern side of it, in the center of which is a circular fire pit with stone and wood benches, 4 of them kind of set around it. As you approach the doors, naturally you kind of make your way up to the doors to kind of check them out. You've kind of caught on to your role of checking for traps and everything. As you approach the doors, the glass panes are kind of dirty, but they're completely intact. But you can kind of peer inside and you see a large open room with 2 circular staircases that go up to the 2nd floor. You see in the center of this large room you can see that it's open to a balcony that goes up above, and you can kind of see some doors and stuff up there, but you can't really make out a whole lot. Peering through, you see on the northern side where I said the fire pit and everything was at, is a series of 3 large double doors that look like they possibly open up to allow basically air and stuff to flow through from that entire end of the villa. And then there's like another archway that goes into some place that you can't really see off to this side, and then there's another set of double doors that goes into another room that you can't actually see. The furniture and stuff that you see through the window is much like the furniture you see in here. You see what looks like a large banquet table with kind of the big rounded wicker chairs that are basically slightly oversized, with the cushions with the tropical print linen on it and everything, but they're in really bad shape. Whereas the villa itself, like I said, other than being kind of dirty, doesn't show any signs of any kind of like wear. You don't see any like broken windows or damage to the walls or the roof or anything of that nature. But you can see directly across from where you're at, staring, because there's the double doors, directly across on the far side of the villa is the exact same type of double doors that lead to the basically. So there's like a complete walk through. If you go into these doors, you could go out the other side. Over
There's
there.
like a square in the middle of the house. Isn't that like a
Yep.
atrium?
Yep.
Courtyard type thing? Lot of air.
Courtyard is usually outside though.
Clear that out.
It's falling over.
Okay, so this side. A little bit there. Now, from what you can tell, the wall kind of goes off in that direction and kind of goes out to probably another 60 or so feet out in that direction, then kind of curves back around. Basically, it looks like the house sits near the end of a peninsula into this lagoon. You can't really see what curves around on the opposite side of the house from where you're at. You can't really see what's on that side yet.
There's so
They
many
came
of
from
us.
this way.
Kind of came from this direction.
Okay.
We are legion.
So I was looking through like a window over here.
No, through these doors. They got
Oh.
big
Oh,
glass.
they got glass in there.
Yeah, in the doors.
Right. Well, I don't see anybody inside, and it looks
Knock?
not used.
Are the doors locked? How easy is it to get in?
I could check the traps before I touch it.
Thank you. Who is supposed to be next to Tess?
Liam would be next to Tess.
Okay, who's on the other side of Tess?
That would be you.
That's you.
That's what we were laughing about earlier. Is that
I got real beefy.
you karate chopped your mini. You came back to life as this guy, and
I rolled a 20.
Alright.
You got a natural 20 on checking for traps.
Yeah.
Looking it over, it is not trapped. The door is locked, however. The lock is fairly complex, but probably within your capabilities. But whoever built this place did not skimp on the hardware here.
Okay. It's locked.
maybe you should knock.
Let's say, would you rather I knock first before I...
Yes, so that then if there is someone inside, we don't,
Just barge in?
and then they become our enemy right away.
I mean, they could just be sitting behind one of the walls over there, just kind of like, who's picking my
Is there any
lock?
kind of ropes or bells or anything for the door?
There's the door itself has kind of like a circular arch to the top, and basically large. Basically, the window kind of matches the frame of the door, and so about the top half of this door is glass, and you kind of have a half arch on this side, and then the other half is on the other door. The hinges have kind of a tropical motif to them. Kind of goes with the palm frond. Clay shingles on the top is basically these palm fronds that kind of come off to the side, and the handles of the doors are latches like this, but they're kind of like look like vines that kind of end in like a little bit of a leaf.
Okay. Well, just bang kind of on the door to see if anyone answers.
All right, so you and you see little bits of dust on the other side kind of drift through and through like the shafts of light and everything.
Kind of giving an indication that this door hasn't been opened for quite some time. I don't think anybody's been here.
You can actually hear the bang kind of echo through the fairly large room that's on the other side.
Well, let's get inside and we'll.
I don't really want to take everyone inside right now. I don't know, does the innkeeper and daughter, like, are they ready to fight? Were they going through the doors? Or did they go through the portal?
He's standing back there kind of just watching over his kid.
So,
Why do you think we're gonna get in a fight?
well, it's, we've never been here. I'm being perceptive. Who knows what's going to happen? So someone should stay here with them and others go check it out.
We gotta get inside first.
Zakari is like, well, the innkeeper looks fairly capable, and this strapping boy, he kind of nudges Liam a little bit. Doesn't seem like he'd be too useless in a fight. We'll stay here and we'll watch these youngins. And she kind of points to the two girls while you guys go in and deal with the stuff. I'll just stay here and just watch your treasure and these people for you.
Spell's good for an hour. You can come with me.
She's like, that's fine. I'll still stay here and kind of watch out for these guys.
That's my feast, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
so it's basically your dex plus your
She's
fuse.
just, I'll watch your children, your wives, and your valuables.
Yeah, plus 7.
Hide your gates. Hide your light.
I'm going to attempt to unlock the door.
Okay.
And I rolled a 1.
You rolled a 1. Alright, so you're like,
At least it's not a critical failure like it used to be.
no. You don't seem to be capable of working this lock. Perhaps it was a little bit further outside your range than you thought.
Yep,
You want to move around to perhaps a different door?
sure.
I'll at least follow along with them.
Which way do you want to go? Towards the fire pit or towards what you guess would probably be the back of the house?
Wait, you said this door is locked but not trapped. I can open it with a spell, since we know this one's not dangerous to go through.
Aren't you doing a spell on this time?
I also have
The disc
thieves-
wasn't concentration, if I remember correctly. So it doesn't really
I
matter.
also have the thieves' tools.
You can try to unlock it.
He says,
I turn and do this to the door.
Alright. So you move up towards the door and you give it a go with your tools.
Watch you fail.
Just like
You
you
have a
did
plus
driving
6.
that cart.
15.
So you're kind of like, and like you're pretty sure that you're having kind of a hard time with it, but eventually you hear it click, and the door handle moves freely.
Okay.
Why are you grinning? man? I
It's
checked for
open.
traps.
He just kicks you in the face.
You didn't get fire in your face. Or acid or
What kind of
whatever
adventures
else.
were you on?
Hmm?
What kind of adventures
He
were
always
you on?
gets acid in his face from locks, traps.
It's not always just acid though. Last time it was
Doing in your
poison.
free time.
Alright,
Alright, so the door is unlocked.
we're all going.
I'm all done.
These guys are staying, correct?
You're going to the front of the
I should probably head in first, I think.
Usually.
So you open the door and it opens out, and you see that there's like little latches that you can basically latch the doors open. So do you want to latch it, or you just want to go in and?
Let's latch it open.
Okay. So you latch both of the doors open, and you basically have this very large room in front of you. It's kind of split up into multiple sections in a way, because there's like a large dining table. Then it looks like there's just kind of like a little bit of a sitting area with some busted up wicker couches and like some tables, and there's like a rug that's basically underneath them and everything. It's basically looks like it's just a big open room that's divided up primarily just with the furniture for different purposes. You see an archway that leads into kind of a dark area off to the right side, and then there's like another just down a little bit further. There's a set of double doors.
All right. Well, I'm gonna check out this area first, and see what's there.
So you approach the thing. Where about the rest of you guys?
I'm going through 3 doors and like 2 squares in.
Go 2 squares in. Okay. So you're going over there.
It's kind of weird.
Kind of in the middle.
Look around.
You look up and you can see the ceiling up above you. Basically, there's basically a walk area that goes up to the 2nd floor, and then above that there is the roof. You see there's 4 doors on this side, about evenly spaced apart, and then there's 2 doors on each end of that walkway, and then like a set of double doors in the middle. The spiral stairs go up to basically like a little walk area up above.
Lots of rooms.
Yeah.
Lots of doors.
I just want to see what's if there's any traces of the previous occupants or what this place was for, and make sure that it's.
Is everybody else just staying outside?
No.
'Cause
I'm gonna
that's
cast
kind of-
Mage Armor. That's what I want to do.
Okay.
I want to move up. I want to cast Mage Armor, and then I want to move up to here, kind of peer in.
Okay.
Where do you want to be?
Tiny silver name.
Hmm?
Tiny silver name. Are you shiny and new?
Give me a perception check.
All of us.
No, he's the only one looking into the
Okay.
kitchen.
14.
As you kind of peer in, you see there's some sort of like cabinet off to one side. Looks like it's meant for holding like dishes and cookware and stuff like that. Fireplace off into the far corner. Kind of a butcher block style table that sits in the center of the room. And then off to your immediate right, you see kind of like more cabinets and a worktop. Directly across from you, you see a set of double doors. Doesn't have any glass or anything in it, but you do see a set of double doors. Given that you were just outside, you're fairly certain that those probably lead, well,
Back outside.
Back outside.
Okay.
Looking about, you also hear a bit of scampering and scurrying somewhere in the darkness.
In the room I'm looking in?
Yes.
Okay. Just because it's an easy light source at hand, I want to pull out my sword and point it into the room. Since it glows.
Alright, so as you pull your sword and you're looking around, the darkness back over by the fireplace comes into light, and you see a writhing mass of giant rats kind of come scurrying out of the fireplace into your direction.
Yes.
There are some giant rats in here.
So it'll be initiative.
I'm assuming at this point we all understand that something's coming.
Well, I said there's giant
Well, you
rats
said.
in here.
Oh,
He just yelled it.
giant rats.
There's a lot of giant rats.
Jesus.
Boo.
16.
Mordai.
16.
Callie.
20.
Wensu.
20.
Kara. 8.
What's up?
Bad guy.
13.
Okay. Callie and Wensu. Callista and Wensu. Sign up. Do it?
Well, guys,
Hearing that there's trouble this way. That's a horrible room to get caught in, huh?
Do you have anything throwing daggers or anything?
I have one.
Hold your action.
Yeah,
You could always
you wanna
move up to the
you
doorway.
Yeah.
Like, not necessarily in it. Let me center my mini.
So this is the wall, though, not
yeah.
Yeah.
All of the the thick dark lines are walls.
just the wall.
So you could even like move here, and we'll have like a choke point.
Yeah. You're right.
Just hold your action. If a rat runs up, you can stab it.
No.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to take 2 over 1 square left and 2 squares forward.
Knight to L3.
Well,
No,
my
just
left.
here.
My left.
So here.
Yeah, and then facing the door. And then
Let's go
I'll...
line up.
Can I...
You can shoot a spell through me. That
Yeah.
it won't affect anything.
Okay.
These rats are gonna cast lightning.
I don't know the player's handbook and I was not prepared for this.
Well, what spell? What you got?
You have a spell list.
Yeah.
I'll do... Firebolt. Or no, Ray of Firebolt. We'll do Firebolt.
Firebolt. Alright, roll to hit.
Page 242.
Does a d10 in damage.
16
16?
plus my...
Where is it at? There you go. 21.
22.
2. Sorry.
Okay, so you hit. Roll a d10.
Are there spell cards for all the jobs?
Did you say who you're
Yeah.
hitting with?
I can only hit
There's
that
only one she can see from her
This one?
position.
Yeah,
That big one?
2.
2. Alright, so you launch out a ball of flame towards a distant rat that you can make out on the far, far side of the room from where you're at. You hit it, and it seems its fur seems to smolder a little bit, but it just kind of hisses in your direction. Its beady red eyes just kind of glaring at you.
That makes an important choice.
Who's next?
So it is Mordai and Lou next.
Alright. See, which square is that one actually in?
Whatever. I can't see any of the
Okay.
squares, so you'll have to
Okay.
adjust it to wherever it's closest at.
Okay. I'm just gonna take the one step in, and I'll swing at that one.
Okay.
I swing at D.
Yep. 25 to hit.
Hit.
10 points of slashing damage.
Alright, so as you step in and you swing your blade at it, you easily cleave it, like, easily just into 2 pieces
Yeah.
as it scatters its entrails out across the floor. But it doesn't seem to deter the other ones from attacking you.
Alright.
So Mordai and Lou are settled.
Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna step back one after I do that too.
It's just gonna move here.
Ranged weapons are attacks. I don't have ranged weapons. That's what I just said.
So I'm gonna hold that. Just down there. Wait.
Hold your
Okay.
action.
Yeah.
So, bad guys.
Alright, so for those of you that have eyes and can see the squares, please move all of the rats forward. Two of the first 2 rats will basically try to run past Lou and Winsu towards the tiefling there. And then basically the swarm is going to just move up into...
How far did they move? Enough to probably just crowd?
Yeah. So if there's a space in between the 2 of you, then
It'll do it.
yeah.
Did we get
And
attack
since
of
the-
opportunity on those ones?
No, because they're still in your attack range.
I would get an attack on
On
this
that
one, though. Just because it does leave.
Okay.
Is that the one that was firebolted?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is a 19 to hit.
That is a hit.
And that is 9 points of.
Alright. As that one goes rushing by, you swipe at it and easily just kind of lop the head off of it as it sends its corpse scattering across the floor.
I'm gonna yell, "Save some for me!"
Meanwhile,
As you're staring at the
the first rat will attack Morday. Alright, so. Does a 10 hit you?
no.
Alright, so it kind of runs up and tries to bite you, nibbling at your legs, but doesn't seem to actually make contact. Meanwhile, one of them is going. The one in the middle that's between Winsu and Lou is going to actually try to bite Lou.
Okay.
He will have advantage on the attack roll because one of his buddies is also right there. Technically 2 of his buddies, but
Right.
one of them can't really do much.
Yay, peck tactics.
Yep. So.
As long as he's got at least a +2, he hits. So.
Yeah, so he runs up and he launches into like your leg, just right into the calf, where that's not quite protected by the armor and the boot. And we'll deal 1d4 for 5 points of piercing damage. The one that is just behind it will actually attack Winsu. It too will have pack tactics, so advantage on the attack against Winsu. But it will still probably not hit. Does a 12 hit you?
No.
But it will not hit you. And then it looks like there's, one more in front of Lou?
Yeah.
So,
Again, pack tactics.
yeah. Same thing, so 17?
Nope.
Okay. So it's just like chittering at you and everything, but they seem to be fairly starved.
Mm.
They probably have access to the outside, but they're prey outdoors.
Is
Yeah.
the one that's by me, did that already attack you?
They attacked.
All of
I tried
the
to.
attacks have attacked.
Okay.
So anybody that has held actions,
I'll attack.
okay, which one you want to attack? You will get sneak attack on both of the ones that you are basically in contact with.
I'll go with this one first.
Okay, the one towards the back there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 18 to hit.
That is a hit.
Alright. 4.
Let's sneak attack. 14 plus whatever your pluses are.
Alright, so that's more than enough to kill it. So you swing your hooked dagger down into it and just kind of disembowel it and leave it lying on the floor.
Yeah.
Who else?
It is my turn next.
Well,
Mordai?
yeah.
Mordai didn't attack, so
You have your held action.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, can I attack
you can attack the one next to you. Yep.
Yeah.
this one first?
Yep. The D20, right? Yep.
7.
Plus
6?
Plus 6.
13.
13.
13. That is a hit.
And this one?
No, a 6-sided, the red one.
2 of them.
Roll it again.
2, it's the short sword.
Isn't she using the magical one that does a d6 in psychic damage?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah.
Sorry.
What was your first roll? A 1?
1,
So
5.
7 plus, so 11 points.
11. Also cleaving that one into bits onto the floor. As their numbers begin to dwindle, who's next?
Me.
Alright.
You're in the doorway over there. But you can't actually see that one from where you're at.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'm gonna firebolt that one.
Alright.
9. So I need it, but I don't get it.
Total of a 9?
Yep.
She rolled a 3.
So
Kara.
that is definitely a miss.
This firebolt.
Yeah, you see this bolt of fire go flying by.
Hello.
Am I gonna go if I go 40?
40.
Each square is
8.
5 feet.
Yeah.
So,
You can go
I'm
8.
counting, so 8, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Damn.
And don't forget you can move diagonal as well.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can make it that one?
Yep.
Yeah.
Right there? I'll go.
Just
I'm gonna
falls
go
on the
punch
rat.
it.
Alright, so you go running up to the rat to bunch it.
18
That is a hit.
for 9 points.
Alright, so you run up and you punch that one and it just kind of mushes it. So its little body goes flying back off into the kitchen.
You just hear
That's a
it
kitchen.
You hear it squeak as it
In front of
flies.
my
You-
salad.
You have movement left, yes?
Yeah, you still have 3. You can move in or forward if you want to.
To reach that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
Just, ew.
Fuck you too.
Can I take my second action? Because I didn't do it.
it's a bonus action. That's
11.
it.
That is a miss.
Initiative. Blue.
13.
More die.
If it fell off the table, does it count as a 1?
15.
Kali.
That wasn't much better.
Star.
1.
Wow. Wensu.
6.
I wow, but I also got a 4. Kara.
12.
Be really impressive if you got a 4. And
I don't think she can.
She
go.
can't. No.
They got a 10.
That's why it would be so impressive.
Rats go on 10.
Okay, so Mordai with a fast crack at 15 goes first.
Technically, you can get
Yeah, you
up
can-
there in between Winsu and Lou and attack the one that's kind of just in the doorway
Yeah.
there. if
Oh,
you
I don't
wanted
see
to.
one next to him. Okay. Luke's like blocking it from me.
Yeah,
so.
you can move 2 to there.
Okay. And then
Stab it.
stab it.
Stab her up, stab.
Oh, crit. Natural 20.
Okay.
So do 2d6 and okay, so 3. Roll it again. That's doubled, so 7 doubled, 14 plus 4. 18 points as you just crit the.
Alright, so you go running up and you do kind of an upward arcing swipe, and as you slice into it, the corpse splits in 2 and goes flying back into 2 different directions into the kitchen.
Be wary.
It's me. Lou is next.
Alright, well, I'm gonna step up and attack this last rat. For a 15.
Hit.
And 10 points of damage.
And with a final blow, you slice into that one and you look about and all you see are
Entrails.
oozing rat corpses scattered about a dust-covered kitchen.
I'm gonna look at Lou. Damn it, you killed all of them before I could get over here.
You smashed one.
Yeah,
just
that's
one.
the thing though. You guys all, like, each time you hit it, just obliterated them. I hit it and I couldn't
It was
even do
stinky.
anything.
It was very
It
stinky.
noticed.
It smells like
I made
burnt
it
bird.
angry.
You know?
I mean, both
You
our
sure you're not having a
spellcasters
stroke?
tried.
Question.
Answer.
Did we we brought food with us, right?
I've got rations.
I'm just saying, like,
Oh, we
Do the
have
rats
our
look
individual
edible?
rats.
I grew up on a ship, so
No, that's
Were you just
Well, they're-
like eating all the rats?
they're
Like
pretty
you breed them
emaciated.
for more and then eat
Oh,
those?
stew.
stew,
Stew or
rabbit stew,
Jerky.
rat stew. What's it?
rat jerky. All
All
right.
right. So what are you guys doing now? You look about and you see that you're gonna search the kitchen since now it is cleared of rats.
Kind of.
I don't know if I want to do a full search. I'll just open up the cupboards and see if there's, if there's actually any food or if it's rotten or decayed. How
Snacks.
long it might be
You-
potentially.
You do a quick kind of look around and you open up the cupboards and stuff and you find lots of functional pots, pans, china. Well, I guess technically it wouldn't be called china here. Plates and dinnerware, chalices and mugs for various drinks and stuff. You find some bottles of wine that are kind of like tucked underneath the thing. There are 5 bottles of very old Dioran wine in here.
So specifically DR and just like the. Okay.
What is the drinking age for Diorans?
You're a Dioran.
Wanted, dead or alive.
Yeah, as long as you're I would say breathing, but honestly that's not even really a requirement in Dioran.
Just can you function enough to pick up the bottle?
Yeah. But you don't find any like edible foodstuffs. You do find at one point there was probably some grain, but it's long since been eaten. The kitchen itself, other than being slightly dusty, there's far less rat droppings in here than you would have expected.
Especially seeing
The number of rats that
Yeah.
just crawled out of there.
If it was dusty, do I see any tracks or anything on the floor? Even rat tracks moving around?
A little bit of tracks from the rats that you just saw, but don't really see much of any kind of trails or anything.
nothing out here.
So it doesn't look like they've been in this way. We aggravated them to come out of wherever they've been for a while.
Possibly.
So no drop-ins in the living room. Good. I mean, this carpet's still good, right? No, it's hard floors in here.
It's stone floor.
Excellent.
And there
I'm gonna
are
get a
cou-
Hoover.
There are a couple of large area rugs, but for the most part it's just bare, very flat, seamless stone floor.
Have the rugs held up to time, or?
Yeah, they seem to be in pretty good shape.
And by flat, seamless floor, you mean like stone-shaped kind of thing, the way the wall was?
More magic.
The building itself does not appear to be made of that kind of stone. Like I said, it is actually brick covered over in plaster that has been painted white, and then it's basically a brick and timber structure with very nice glass and everything.
Or the
But the
ceiling's
floor-
vaulted,
Yeah, you can see the ceiling that goes all the
and
way
you can
up.
see the ceiling that goes all the way up, and then there's the loft that you can see
Mhm.
with the 2 circular staircases what go up.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to go up to one of the balcony.
Okay, so you make
I
your
don't want
way up
anybody
to
sneaking
the.
up on us.
I don't want to switch out the maps, but you go up there to the upper balcony, and you see.
No, you don't see it. Only I see it.
I looked up there. I just remember.
I can see through the floors. I got the floor plan memorized. Ugh.
It's basically like this. Only it would be laid
Wait,
out like this.
Okay, so the stairs are way out in the middle of the hall. I would hang Christmas lights on them. Okay. And is that a rug or is that the atrium you were
That's
talking about?
looking down into the
Okay.
lower
So it's
area.
a complete all the way around balcony.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So this side would be out towards the north. This would be the southern side. So from your perspective, it would lay like this. So say this room would be, these rooms would be mostly over the kitchen, and then
Okay.
these rooms would be over whatever that other side room is that you guys haven't looked into yet.
Yeah, which I'm gonna head there next, assuming.
You don't swallow?
What?
Or gum?
All right, so
Oh. Okay. It was very.
So I'm upstairs,
all right,
right?
so you are upstairs. So Lou, you begin making your way over towards the other set of double doors.
Yeah.
Morday, what are you doing?
I'm thinking. Could I try and open these side doors over here so we
You
can
just
get,
want to
like-
walk over towards the north and start opening those doors up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Particular set.
Which
I'm not the only one who's thinking about spring cleaning and moving in.
Callista, what would you like to do?
I'm going.
You see Mordai go over and start, or Morday, begin opening up the doors and latching them on the outside.
I'm gonna look at him and just kind of shake my head. I'm gonna start to. It's dusty.
Does that sound like it's coming from inside?
I'm also gonna go upstairs, on the opposite side of stairs.
Okay, so you put her many on the
Stairs
stairs.
across.
Winsu, what are you doing?
Asking Lou if he needs help with the door.
You know, last time I just went ahead and opened a door I thought was not trapped. It went poorly. Do you mind checking this out for me?
Sure. I'm not gonna YOLO this door no more.
Okay, so you're going to look at that. What are your intentions, Kara?
Go back over because I was heading this way before. I had to go punch rats, so I'm gonna go back this way and open that one.
All right, so you start opening that one up. Okay, so as you guys are doing that, actually I'll describe the door to you. You see a heavy door, considerably heavier than the exterior doors. No windows or anything. The doors, while somewhat nice, they're not overly ornate or anything, are very thick and made of a similar wood to what you saw in the tower in Ramble Marsh.
Okay.
And then you come up and check it for traps. Yes?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Look at the door. What's up?
Investigation.
9.
Does not appear to be trapped, but it is definitely locked.
Okay. It's locked. It
Okay.
doesn't appear to be trapped.
Alright, let's get it open and let's take a look at what's inside.
I will attempt to unlock the door.
All right.
Oh, terrible.
Plus 7 if I remember right.
Yeah, so 13.
This lock is a much simpler lock than the exterior doors were. So you just needed a 10. But you go up and you quickly pick the lock, and the doors swing out into the large room that you're in. Do you wish to open it up, or you want to step back and let Lou do so?
Would you like me to open it?
I can open it, that's fine.
I'll be here to help you.
Alright, so open the door.
All right, so you open the door, and you see an immaculately clean study. You see a heavy mahogany desk with an overstuffed chair kind of sitting back behind it. Bookshelves kind of cover a horseshoe kind of around where the desk is, plus another bookshelf that is immediately to the other side of the door. You see a spiral staircase that does not lead up, but it leads down into darkness down below. Directly across, you see 2 display cases with a kind of a glass cubed box over the top of each one. There's a little pillow, and on each pillow there seems to be some sort of item that rests upon it. Not something that you can really make out what it is from this distance, though.
Okay.
I put my hand on Lou's shoulder because realizing that the door looked like you said from the tower,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and the husband was Bjorn. Do we
Oh.
believe that this is his study? Because there was also tropical stuff in the vault.
his or hers. Yeah. I was thinking that.
He was a necromancer.
I'm sure there's
So there's dead things here?
possibly.
Once he's ready to leave.
I don't like dead things.
Well, there's definitely
As I hear some weird...
Out in the jungle.
yeah, there's possibly something magical in here. Do I hear anything like coming from down the stairs? No.
No, it's just eerily quiet in there.
All right.
It's if you kind of poke your head in, you can't hear the jungle any longer.
But can I hear it from out here?
Yeah.
This room appears to be soundproofed magically somehow.
Interested. What was
She
that?
hears you from
Meanwhile, you guys get all three of those sets of doors on the far side opened up, and there's a nice, pleasant breeze that just kind of comes into the chamber. And as you turn around and you kind of see them, they're checking that out. And up above, you kind of watch it. Even though there's a slight breeze, as the sun strikes about noon, you notice start to see these like little swirls of dust kind of blowing around. And then it all kind of, these little like tiny little tornadoes of dust all kind of gather in the center and then vanish. And the entire place is completely dusted.
The cleaning's done.
High five.
One step closer to moving in.
Well,
What's in the backyard?
that's the fire pit.
Yeah, you see a fire pit, and then there's these stone and wood benches that kind of sit around it.
Yeah.
So anyway, peering into this chamber, you see, as I described, there's a study, some bookshelves, a desk, a chair, spiral stairway leading down into some underground area, and then 2 display cases.
Okay, with the pillows and stuff on them.
And there's something on the pillows, right?
Yes. Alright, so you enter into the room, and as soon as you step across the threshold of the doorway,
I die.
it's just silence.
Better.
You can hear your own breathing and your footsteps, but you can't hear the jungle outside.
This is nice, actually.
I'd be careful with those. Last time we were in one of their chambers, there was some pretty nasty stuff in there.
Can she hear you though?
don't
You're
know.
outside the room.
If he's outside the room, you can't hear him.
Okay. What's on the pillows?
One of the one that closest to the staircase has what looks to be a like a medal. It's got like the ribbon style necklace with a platinum disc, and the center of which is a skull with a crown above its head and 2 gemstones in the eyes, and then it says something in the outside edges of it in a language you do not recognize, but it looks a lot like the language that was etched into the stone.
So that's the only item in that case, it's just the one pillow?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and the other case?
In that case, there is it kind of looks like a... Alright, so you know you have the green crystal that brought you here.
Mm-hmm.
In this case, you see a purple stone of similar shape and size. Only it's a very, very deep purple, almost black. But you can kind of make out slight golden runes just kind of barely in the darkness of the crystal, swirling around inside.
Excellent. Go check out the bookshelf.
Okay. Meanwhile,
Alright.
Lou, what would you like to do? She seems to have ignored anything you've said so far. But then again, you poked your head inside, so you suspect that she might actually not be able to hear you.
Yeah. Alright. Well, I want to step inside. And while she's doing that, I want to peer down the staircase and see if I can hear or see anything.
Okay. So you move over towards the staircase, and just like with her, as soon as you cross the threshold, it's just silence. You can hear one another, her slight movement of her feet across the floor and everything, but it's just quiet, kind of eerily so. And the room is also considerably cooler than the rest of the area, almost like it's somehow refrigerated in a sense. Peering down the stairs, you just see it spiral off into darkness.
So pointing my sword down there, so I have a little bit of a light source.
It looks like it goes down about maybe 15, 20 feet.
Okay. But outside of that,
It just seems like it ends in some sort of room.
but I don't hear anything down there.
No, not really.
Okay, and obviously don't see any movement or anything else, just... Okay.
Meanwhile, Kara and Morde, you guys have opened the doors. You kind of saw the clouds of dust and debris kind of whisked away in some sort of magical nature. What are you doing now?
I'm gonna go check out the fire pit area.
Okay, so you walk out and start looking at the fire pit. You see bits of charred wood and stuff that are in the pit, but it doesn't look like it's been used in a very long time. There's like little bits of sprouts of random plants and stuff kind of growing up out of the ash and what have you in the bottom of the pit. But
That's poetic.
it's just kind of there. That whole balcony sits up above the beach, and you can see just the panorama view of the entirety of the lagoon out there. Off to one side, you can see that there's a stone pier and a circular, the circular area that you appeared in on the far side, which would be the western side of the house. Not too far away, there's another large circular area, in the center of which you can make out a compass rose as it kind of glistens, the brasswork that's basically this compass rose inlay in some blue tile. And then there's a stone pier that extends out into the lagoon.
No boats.
But you don't see any ships. Give me, actually, your perception is high enough. But you do see an odd kind of blue and gold tail just kind of whoosh up out of the water. It's very beautiful gossamer fan-like tail. And these like golden blue scales that kind of run down it. And then it just disappears
Do
into
I
the water.
recognize what it is? Being from...
Let you have an intelligence check, and I'll allow your proficiency bonus since you're a sailor.
16?
You're pretty sure you just saw the tail of a mermaid.
It's good or bad.
Are they...
Never seen one yourself, but you've definitely heard the stories of them. All the sailors talk about them, but from a anthropologist standpoint, because you've worked on some scientific type vessels and basically exploration and research and that kind of stuff, that they are indeed a real being, intelligent, live under the sea.
Do I know if they're dangerous or not?
Could be. Kind of like humans. You never know.
Just keep it to myself for now.
They make weird sounds.
What were you doing?
I'm gonna head over to the store.
Just kind of go and see what they're doing.
Yeah, and then ask Winsu what's happened so far.
They're in a magic room. And they can't hear us.
Will you talk shit about them?
Not about Lou. The other one, yes.
Okay.
My ears ringing. Is that what happens when people talk shit about you?
You don't have ears. You just have holes in the side of your head.
Well, my gills are ringing now, because both gills, because he's talking
Your
shit
whole-
and you're talking shit. You don't have
Your
ears.
ring. No,
My nub
but-
flaps.
So they can't hear a word we're saying at all.
but this house is tied to the tower that we were in before we met you. from our way back. At least I think so.
I just.
I hear her giggling upstairs for some reason.
Yeah, she's just randomly giggling to herself.
Can I stay? Are you okay?
You just look up there. She's like,
Just like giggling, like, bouncy.
Can I like?
Kind of
Like you
shrug.
never grew up with those before.
I just shrug, look back at you.
It's
A Dioran thing?
I guess. She's kind of a weird one. I've never met anyone like her.
It's the slap test. How many seconds of jiggle do you get?
Can I walk into the room?
yeah, you can walk in if you want.
Absolutely not. Demons bounce
Step
off.
in, and it just becomes silent and cold. Feels a lot like where you came from. That just slightly chilled, tomb-like experience.
Pretty homey.
Yeah.
A pretty homie.
Pretty homey.
Meanwhile, Callista, what are you doing?
After I'm done laughing at my boobs, I'm gonna realize that the barbarian and our traveling companions are still outside, and I'm gonna come back down and open the front door and then kind of peer out and be like, hey
Those
guys.
doors are latched open, so
Oh, okay. Then I'm just gonna peer out and say, hey guys, there's nothing scary on the first floor. If you wanna come in.
Turn
just
and
kinda
look at you.
each
You've
other.
doomed them.
Yeah, can't check the whole place yet.
They'll start walking in that direction.
Doom.
Meanwhile, we come back to you guys. And so Lou and Callista, you are kind of looking about.
I'm over at the bookshelf with my head cocked. I always trying to read the titles of books, see if any of them are salvageable.
They are all in perfect condition, and they are all in Dioran.
I will learn Dioran.
Just, I will do this.
Don't you have a spell where you can read?
Yeah, but it only lasts 10 minutes.
It's a lot of books.
You also have a spell that lets you read books really fast.
What are you doing, Lou?
Not in this edition.
I want to stick my head out here, and Wensu, Kara, Callista.
As you stick your head out, coming from the silence and everything, the jungle seems almost too loud.
Okay.
So he's talking really loud now.
Yeah.
It just goes
There's
out.
I'm like,
There's a basement area down here that I think we should really check out before we do anything in the rest of the house. There's especially since it appears to be like a summer home for the couple in the tower that we just came from.
Do I hear him because he's talking so loud from way up there?
Yeah, you can hear him.
I would be talking loud enough to try and get to talk
Yeah.
so you could hear anyway, not just to Wensu.
but he's
So-
screaming.
So I'll go over, fall over first, and then go over and.
Dead.
Callista, are you going to join them, or?
Yes.
Okay.
After I make sure that they're like coming as well.
You need to prance over there and still look at your boobs.
So who's going first? Lou? Are you?
Yeah, once we're ready, I'll head down first.
Alright, so you begin making your way down.
Of course, start drawing for
so-
light. And, all
For
that.
marching order purposes, it goes Lou,
I'll go
Then-
after Lou.
then
Before we go,
Kara.
look at the.
I was actually
Just
gonna
want to look
say
at those pedestals before we run down real fast.
Okay.
Because they're shiny. You said one of them is a medallion,
Yeah, one of them has a gold medallion.
so it's caught my eye.
So as you're making your way towards the things on the way down, who is after Kara?
I'll be at.
I actually wanted to look at the pedestals as well, so.
Alright, so you move around. How about you?
I'm gonna go last.
You're last. So you're just kind of standing over here watching these guys check out
So I'm
the
grabbing this one by the sleeve and pointing at that writing.
You actually recognize, you've never actually seen one, But this is a service award from the royal family of Diora, from the family of Dichet. So whoever Martin was, which you don't know that name, but you know the name. Whoever Martin was apparently somehow connected, at least in a service standpoint, to the royal family of Diora.
So it's a royal award from Diora, from like the royal family, to a Martin.
I knew it.
Martin.
Okay, so I'm gonna start heading down the stairs. And
And then I'm gonna follow after him.
Okay. And then you hear all of that transpire, and you follow along after
I
that.
yell up to, or I talk to Liz, whispering up to you. That medal is for Martin.
So, as you make your way down the stairwell, you find yourselves in a kind of an odd, somewhat diamond-shaped room with a set of double doors, much like the double doors up above. So you were last. The doors themselves are slightly ajar. You are the only one that hears it. There's a slight skittering inside. Not like the sound of rats, but something slightly larger and slightly sharper.
Bones? Like skeletons, maybe?
You're not really sure. It's a very distinct tapping and scraping along the stone floor.
I'll let Lou know that.
That sounds,
There's,
Alright.
Lou, there's something in there, so just...
You. Alright, go. I guess.
So it's completely dark in here besides Lou's sword?
Except for Lou's sword, it is pitch black in there. And the shadows are very deep, almost as though they're trying to close in around you.
Does my dark vision work well enough?
Mhm.
Okay.
Well, yeah, you're down there. Your dark vision works.
Okay.
Seems to work just fine.
So it's not magic.
You're not actually down the stairs yet.
Okay, so I'm like midway. Just
Yeah.
Just
I'm
Just
gonna
making
get out
sure
my
it's not like
drift globe.
you-
Okay, so you take out your drift globe, shake it, and say the command word, and it just kind of sends out a kind of a sparkly golden light out around you. It kind of drifts along next to you at your side, about shoulder height.
Sorry. I can't see like you can in the dark.
Your dark vision will no longer function because there's light.
Well, my sword is just like the light spell as well.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I'm just saying it's much brighter now.
Yeah. Right, so I
With
think,
two sources of lights, the shadows kind of get
I need
pushed
to
back
see what's
further.
coming at me so I can punch it.
But the door is slightly ajar. In
Come
front
at me,
of you.
bro.
Alright, so let's get everyone down here and move up, and then let everyone know that there could be something, potentially something dangerous on the other side, and then when we're ready.
Do you want me to kind of look through first if the doors are slightly ajar or no?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
I'll move up a little bit.
I'll be next to you.
Okay.
So the doors open in towards us or out?
In towards the room that you're in.
We just
They open towards you.
kick them open.
Well, you can't kick them open if they open
They open
towards
in
you.
towards
Oh, I
us.
thought
You can kick them off
No.
at that point.
Alright, so
But good call, good thought.
let's,
Can I get you in front of me?
Why?
Just because you have your sword and you can hit the things. I'm better at throwing the things.
I mean, sure. I mean, you're really bad at dodging as well, though. So if I
I'm
move,
bad at everything. Don't be mean.
if I move, good luck.
Alright.
You're just squishy.
so once we're ready, since there's two doors, Kara, do you want to grab the one on your side? I'll grab the one on mine, and we'll pull them open.
Count to 3.
Yep,
wouldn't,
they're ajar.
I know, but wouldn't it be better so I don't stand there right in the middle of the door when you open it up? You be
No,
be
you're
there,
the grand entrance. You're the
you
princess.
you be in the middle and I'll open one door. Just saying.
You're
know.
behind us.
Yeah, he's gonna open
Yeah,
the
but
door and
you're
still be
gonna
there
s-
though.
He's not moving to the side. He's still gonna be standing in front of you.
You're
Yeah.
not that big a door.
Yeah.
Just
No.
Hello.
I don't know if you're like pulling it open.
Oh no.
like,
Hey. No, I'm not.
How about Wensu?
Wait, did you want me like in front of you or in your spot?
Yeah, that's fine. The way we were set up. is
Okay.
fine.
I was like,
I just didn't want to be it. But
actually, the way we were set up is not fine.
why is that?
This wants to be.
in the corner.
You can't see.
All right.
me.
So you throw open the doors,
Mhm.
and you see just inside a series of these strange brain-looking creatures.
I was not expecting that.
And they're just kind of standing there. They don't have eyes or any kind of like faces or anything. They're just these brains that stand upon these four stalk-like legs. And they're just kind of pulsing.
Well, that's disgusting.
Initiative.
They can hear you.
I
How
don't care
can
if
they
they hear me.
How can they hear?
They're psychic.
Woogie, woogie, woogie.
Yeah, what if they had psychic powers? They could just like crush us. Think about it.
Lou,
15,
Mordai,
I can't math right now.
14.
14.
Callista,
Take a guess.
5.
4.
I was close. Wensi,
21.
Kara,
25.
show off. Bye guys.
10.
Alright, Kara.
I'm gonna go punch things.
She's like, yes! I know how to do this.
But these ones are squishy.
What if they're nice?
Yeah, what if they're pets?
Alright, so you go running forward. What are you doing?
I'm gonna punch it.
Alright.
Now you're gonna try and talk to it?
Why would I try and talk to it?
It could be a pet. They don't have ears or eyes.
The evil tieflings are trying to talk you out of this.
Am I really not gonna beat up these weird brain creatures?
Well, you don't know if they're weird. Well, like, they can be weird, but they just...
No, they absolutely are weird.
Are they
They might be
mean, though?
pets and they might be nice, but they're
Me and you
terrible.
over here from like Demon
16
Era.
is a hit.
They may be
Do you
weird,
recognize these things?
but- See, I don't know yet. I haven't
I'm a
gotten
animal
chance to look
person.
at
Could I
them.
check?
7.
So you do 7 points of damage. You're going to do your offhand attack.
Yes.
No, it doesn't.
19.
Just because they're
Quiet,
weird doesn't
you.
mean they're mean.
On your turn.
8.
8. So you do a total of 15 points of damage. You run up and you throw a couple of punches into this, and it's like pretty much what you would expect it to feel like. It's slightly soft and kind of gives a little bit. And as you're just like, and you kind of pull your fist back. There's like a little strings of like this sticky like slime that seems to cover the exterior of it.
This is why you don't punch brains.
You're not my real mom.
Who's next?
After Kara, it's Wensu.
What is that?
Would I be able to recognize what this is?
Give me an Arcana check.
Alright.
Or Nature, whichever.
It's a natural 20.
It is called an Intellect Devourer.
Oh.
They are evil,
Ah,
and if given half a chance, they will essentially remove your brain and take over your body. Yeah, as far as you know, there is no recovery from that kind of death. Short of a
very
wish
nice.
spell. So if it removes your brain and take over your body, you're dead. There's no
Permanently.
coming back.
Oh.
As a Diorn, it's got to be a pretty upsetting concept, honestly.
Yeah. So
So, basically, they're brains
Kill
that
them.
want to be in the place of your brain, and Canon will do so if you give them the chance. So don't do that.
Very, very bad.
What else is in the room now that we've opened it?
you are focused. It's not your turn.
And you're
Is
not. No.
Mm.
It's
All
one
right.
suit.
So
Glass
Winston,
in the
what are you
moon.
doing?
Come in.
Turning into the head.
We keep that question in mind.
You can go diagonal as well if you want.
They may not like bird brains. You might be safe.
Look so rich. You.
As I walk out, just walk back. F it. No.
I'm gonna dash and cunning action and make my way all the way out.
Alright, close the door.
This whole way.
Oh, I got a new party out here.
So what you doing?
Debating on which one to attack. She's already that one.
But you'd be able to sneak attack it.
Yeah, if you attack one that she's attacking, then at least she gets your sneak attack.
Yeah.
Are you touching it?
Yeah, I'm petting that brain.
Squeeze it.
So that
25.
25.
That is a hit.
8 plus 6.
6, yeah.
14.
14 points of damage.
Alright, so you rush forward and you slice down with it because it's a hooked blade. You kind of stab down into it, and there's like a slight flash around where your blade sinks into it, like a little bit of electrical charge kind of go across
Like
the brain.
synapses firing.
Yeah, and then it just kind of crumbles to the ground.
Sweet.
Okay. One down.
Flash before its eyes.
Who's next?
Me. Step. What's in the room?
Looks like a number of bookshelves, tables that are set up as like workbenches for a variety of arcane and necromantic experiments.
Nice. All right.
What does your magic dagger do again?
So I am gonna
It works
cast
against giants.
Oh, that's right.
web. I'm gonna cast it. It's what, a 20-foot block. So if I cast it here, so 1, 2, 3. Nope, one more back. 1, 2. It's 4 squares. I would have to cast it all the way over there. Is this a pillar?
Yes.
Okay. So if it's a 20-foot square, 20-foot cube. Wait, hang on. If it's a 20-foot cube, that's what? 1, 2, 3, 4.
It's 4 by 4
Okay.
by 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. So if I cast it right here, I should catch all of them, but not my party members.
Okay. Is that what you're doing?
That is what I'm doing. I'm gonna cast web. Right now, I don't remember what flavor save it is. I think it's strength save.
Check.
I'm checking. I had to figure out what was in the room. That's what I was
That's what I
asking
could've
earlier.
Dang it. I keep forgetting that. I have cunning action. I can
Are you
disengage.
hitting all of them?
Um,
Yeah, you are.
or I can move back.
Dexterity
so I wouldn't
saving
get
throw.
attacked. Basically,
Okay,
shoot back
DC?
in the line.
14?
Okay, so one. Okay, start that one. Make it. Fail. Fail.
So those 2 are trapped in the web.
Okay.
Each creature that starts its turn in the web, so that enters them during its turn, makes a saving throw. On a failed save, the creature is restrained as long as it remains in the web or until it breaks free.
And it counts as difficult terrain. Alright. Awesome. So you see the black dragonborn moves forward, kind of assesses the room, and then unleashes a spell, and you see this like white, sticky, stringy stuff go everywhere. And suddenly this like glob of webbing appears, trapping apparently 2 of the creatures towards the back, but one of them seems to kind of slip out of the webbing and still seems to be free.
I can walk in your webbing.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Right?
You're still plagues.
Who's next?
After me, it is Lou's turn.
Alright, well, I'm just going to step up to this first one, and I'm going to swing at it.
Okay.
Chop dookie out of it.
That is a 17.
Hit.
I'm going to expend a spell slot to Divine Smite it. Are they undead or fiends?
No.
Okay, so I just do an extra 2d8 damage to it, which is radiant if that matters. Okay, so. Whoops.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
16. 21 points.
Alright. So you rush forward and chop down into this one, and just like the one that he stabbed, you see like little flashes of bluish light across the brain-like structure of its body, and then it crumples to the ground.
Okay.
Who's next?
After Lou, it is Mordai.
Alright. What are you doing, Morday?
What would you?
feet.
To get to this one, you'd have to cross the web, but I think you can get to that one outside of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's your movement?
6 squares. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
So what you want to do?
I'm gonna move over to the far.
Okay.
I'm gonna swing at it.
With your one short sword?
Yep.
Alright, take a swing.
Wait, don't I only have a dagger though?
You have a
you
short sword.
Oh.
I'm sure. So.
Plus he has a magical one, which I don't know if that's the one we put up
The
there.
dagger?
No, the short sword's magical.
That's not the one that you put up. Because you didn't put.
No, you don't have the
One.
magical one listed at the moment.
It doesn't have any bonuses to hit.
Okay.
Just does an extra D6 and psychic damage.
Wait, will that affect them?
Plus 6.
Oh, yeah.
So 17?
Hit.
And this one?
Yep, so roll that one twice. So... Alright, so it's 14 altogether, 4 of which is the psychic damage.
Alright, so you rush up and you swing this flaming blue, or this sword that has this like kind of a bluish energy that seems to just crackle around it, and you slice into it. But it is still standing. Whose turn is it?
Bad guess.
Alright, so
They can't go anywhere.
they
right?
get what, a saving throw to try to move?
Mm-hmm. It's a
Try and break free,
it's a
right?
strength check once they're actually caught in it, so it'll be DC 14.
Actually, it's not going to move. Lou, give me an intelligence saving throw.
Alright. 9.
Alright, you are incapacitated. Your intelligence is 0.
Okay.
As you
Yes.
feel this just psychic blast just completely wipes your mind.
So do I fall down, or
Yeah, you're just like,
that's...
you're not dead,
Right.
but you are just, you're a vegetable. You can't do anything. Morday, since you're in base contact with it and you just like try to kill it, it takes one of its kind of sharp claws and swipes at you. And it isn't going to hit, but it does try to basically blast your mind the way it did Lou's. So give me an intelligence saving throw.
Alright, so that's just going to be straight dice. You have a +0, so...
I've only got one.
Roll it.
I only got a 1.
Escalators.
12.
12. All right, you feel the energy crackle through your mind, and you get like suddenly woozy and just. But you force back, and you force it back, and you are still in control of your faculties.
Okay.
Plus, because there's only 2 of them, yeah?
Yeah. So you can see that one there, which just blasted me with something.
How far back is it from me?
Oh. It's 25 feet.
Okay, so I'm gonna stay where I'm at, and I'm gonna try and cast Ray of Frost on the one that I can see.
What's the range on Ray of Frost?
60 feet.
You can see both of them. Which one you want to do?
That
This one here?
the one that
One
actually
actually.
knocked over the.
Okay.
So, is that a roll to hit one? Or is it a...
Yeah, it's
Okay.
roll the hit first. Natural 20.
Great.
Okay. Good job.
Alright, so roll the dice for damage and then double the dice.
And it's 1d8 cold damage, and its
Okay.
speed is reduced by 10 feet until the start of my next turn.
So,
4.
doubled, so 8.
Yeah.
8 points of damage.
8 cold damage. And it's...
Brain freeze.
All right. Who's next?
After Callista, it is initiative. Lou,
6.
Mordai,
10.
Callista,
7.
Wensu,
16.
Kara,
16.
Brain sticks.
17.
Evil wontons. Okay, the evil wontons are first.
Then
Alright,
devour.
so the one in base contact with you is going to attack again with its little claw. Again, missing, and then try to psychically blast you. Oh, it doesn't need to roll to hit. You just need to roll a saving throw.
Yeah. 6.
All right, so you feel again the energy wash across your brain, and then all of a sudden, it's blank. You see, think, do nothing. You just begin to drool and collapse onto the floor. The other one is going to try to make a. You said it was strength.
Mm-hmm.
DC 14. Okay, so it tries to get closer to Lou, but doesn't quite make it.
Kara and Wensu?
Hold on.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry.
So it's stuff.
This guy gets a second blast.
Yeah. So it doesn't look at anybody because it doesn't have eyes. But its next thoughts go towards Kara. Make an intelligence saving throw.
18.
All right. You feel the energy wash over you. You see your friend Lou laying on the floor, puddle of drool kind of forming around him. His eyes are just blankly staring at the ceiling. Your new friend, Morday, is laying there, also in the same catatonic state. You feel this energy wash over you, but you force it out.
Some people are like
Because of a
nothing.
monk. Probably meditate.
I am always empty.
That's my power. I'm always derpy.
So who's next?
Wensu and Kara are simultaneous.
Okay, I'm gonna go punch this one.
All right. So give us a saving throw. See if you will. No, that one.
The web.
Yeah, because of the web.
Yeah. Or you could go around.
Because she put web on it, so it's
Okay.
kind of.
Yeah.
I'll do that. Now I'm gonna punch it because I wouldn't have the web. 26.
It's a hit.
And my second one is a 10, which will
Yes.
6 points damage.
6. Okay. Again, you just kind of punch into it, and it's just this sticky, rubbery, like.
Can I spend a key point for another one?
Yep.
Yeah.
Take that one more
Yeah,
for your flurry of blows.
Yeah.
That one's already been damaged too by the cold.
20?
That is a hit.
Or 8 more points.
So, as you punch it the second time, you just kind of see its body kind of quiver. Kind of like a weird rubbery jello. Who's next?
Wensu is simultaneous with Kara.
Alright, Winsu.
We're gonna risk of us both. This thing's getting psychic blast if I allow that one, and if I go over and attack the one you're attacking, then at least I get sneak attack. Correct?
If you can get through the web.
I have a ring that allows me
Oh,
Is
yeah,
it
that's
this
right.
way?
to. So I can walk right over there and so I'll actually go straight across this one.
Okay.
So I can attack it. 20 to hit.
That is a hit.
Nice.
Oh wow. 12, 14, 20 total.
20. Alright, so you plunge the dagger into it, and its little synapses are like, and it crumbles to the ground.
Jesus.
Now that way we only
No,
have
his
to
turn.
survive one more psychic blast.
After
rather than
Wensu
2
and
psychic
Kara,
blasts.
it is Calistae's turn. She's not really sure if there's anything left, so she's gonna go 1, 2, 3. She sees that there's one left, and she's gonna fucking shoot it. Chromatic orb. Acid damage. So let's see.
Roll to hit.
Is a roll to hit. Please hit. Maybe 16.
Hit.
3d8. Acid damage. And some 9.
Thing. Okay.
Hey, it's a start, alright? 9. Mordai's turn.
Just lies there. Who's
There's
turn?
no saving throw.
Starts trying to breathe through slime, just or like saliva, just.
Snot bubble.
Golly's turn.
Making more.
Okay,
those
I'm
noises.
going to go one forward and be next to you. And then I'm going to Ray of Frost, the only one that's left.
Okay.
3 plus, oops, hold on. 9.
No.
I tried.
You're like,
It's a wall.
It's Lou's turn, but since he doesn't get a save, apparently it's initiative. Lou,
18.
Mordai,
8.
Also,
Callista,
8.
So while you're attacking, I'm still
Wensu?
sitting there.
15.
okay. Kara.
18.
What the fuck? Bad guys.
21.
Damn it.
Alright, bad
I'm scared.
guys.
Alright, so it's going to first attempt strength save, which it will make, and it will.
Does it get to move or just break free?
It gets to move. It's going to move to here. And all of a sudden, it just kind of vanishes.
holy shit.
Oh
So it kinda
no.
grabbed me.
It's inside Lou.
You see Lou kind of begin to move around and stand up. As he stands up, he attacks Winsu.
No!
It has all your abilities and everything, so
Okay.
make an attack roll.
So would it use Divine Smite if it hits?
No, because
Yeah.
it can't channel his holy powers. It's not actually him. So
It
it
gets
doesn't have
all of
the
his
connection with
spells
the
and
god.
everything.
Yeah, but that's a paladin thing.
That's a natural one.
It's a holy thing.
Okay.
Critical miss.
I would say as
The
a
most
paladin, it
important
probably would
time
get
for
your
all of them.
paladin abilities.
Yeah, because the god's
Okay.
not going to channel into an evil creature. Although actually his god might. So.
It is just a natural way of things. No.
It was
Anyway,
a critical
so
miss anyway.
So you swing at it. You see Lou just kind of like swing at you. Who's next?
Next it is Kara, Lou, and me simultaneous.
Okay, Kara.
I know what I want to do.
Then go do it.
Then do
Alright, I'm going to shoot him with the unicorn wand of getting high.
it. Alright, that will affect everyone in front of you.
Alright,
behind
so
you.
that means I need to move. It's a ray, right?
No, it's a cone.
Okay, so.
It will. I don't think there's really any way you're not gonna hit.
1,
I
2,
think if she goes to the side.
3. If I shoot this way, it'll just hit Mordai, and Mordai's dead or unconscious anyway.
So I'm just gonna sit there like just unconscious and seeing like
I
rainbows
don't
and
think you
shit.
can do
just,
anything
like,
to someone who's not there.
You don't know that.
Okay, so I'm gonna go there, and I'm gonna cone him.
Alright.
Wisdom saving throw DC 14.
Alright, well, Wisdom's a high one. 12.
Ha! You are overwhelmed with joy, and you are
Roll.
compelled to perform one of the following actions, chosen at random for 10 minutes.
Alright, so
roll a
Roll
d6.
I would have thought that you would have rolled the d6 to.
No.
The effect.
You get to see what kind of fuckery you're up to. Alright, you
Stare
are
blankly,
He's
while
smiling
smiling.
now, so he goes back to being staring blankly, but he's smiling about it.
Alright.
For 10 minutes.
The effect ends should the target take damage or if the spell dispel magic is used. If the effect lasts for the full duration, the creature is euphoric for another 10 minutes and gains advantage on all d20 rolls. Once the euphoria wears off, a deep depression sets in, and the creature has disadvantage on all d20 rolls for the next hour. The wand can only be used once per day, so you are welcome.
So, your turn.
I was just gonna try and like knock him out. I guess that works though.
Don't
For 10
hit him!
minutes.
What's that?
For 10 minutes.
Yeah. But I don't want to hit him now because it'll wake him up from that.
Alright.
So.
So what are you guys gonna do?
I want to make a knowledge arcana check. Can I see if I know what these things are?
Well, you.
Well,
You
Well, no,
She
it's
knows
my turn
what it
already
is.
went, so.
Since I know what the things are, do I know if there's any way to, like, is he actually dead?
Lou is
or-
gone. There, unless you have a wish spell, his brain has been essentially completely displaced and no longer exists.
Exorciamus Deus Mundus.
So in 10 minutes, he will be back to attack you, but with advantage on all of his attack rolls.
So like he's gone. He's dead. Oh no.
Oh shit!
Okay.
Kill it.
Fuck, we killed him.
Okay, I'll go kill it, I guess.
Meanwhile, you're just kind of laying over there.
Am I just dead now?
Also, how do we fix
No, because
that
the
one?
brain didn't
That'll,
take your
it'll wear
spot.
off. after a while, and you're.
Yeah,
Will
you
it
need
wear off?
after a long rest, you'll get all of your
Okay.
touches,
But the
until then,
one that
Can we kill
disappeared
Lou
went
and take a
inside
nap?
Lou's head.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna punch
sorry.
it.
it figured you were the more effective one.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Your jewel puddle wasn't quite as big.
Just do it.
18 hits.
Given the time punching him.
I'm punching
There's
it.
a 18
18
hit.
hits, yeah.
No.
Does he count as prone?
Yeah, you're gonna pretty much automatically hit. You can just roll to see if you get crits, but
I got
he
it.
can't avoid the attacks at this point.
Could we maybe stab our friend instead of pummeling him to death? Just a thought.
What's the difference?
Some sort of
Prettier funeral? I don't know. A pulp versus a
You
corpse.
already hit.
So anyway, you
Yeah,
hit him. What do
I
you
hit
do?
once for.
I thought you
9.
hit twice,
Just
right?
keep
You
hitting.
hit twice
Just
because
keep
you
hitting.
automatically hit.
Yeah, but she's yelling at me to stop punching him, and I'm
Don't
like,
punch him!
what do I do?
Just punch. It's
Too
fine.
late.
It's not like you carry. She doesn't stab things, so it's kind of
How
like,
much?
We just gotta hurry up and kill
points
it.
of damage.
16.
you're not completely certain as to kill it whether or not the body is destroyed if it actually dies.
If it comes back, please kill it before it gets me.
No, that's the thing though. Is it just gonna body hop like
You don't
without
know.
coming out?
You have no idea.
Uh,
Whose turn is it?
Okay, so Lou
Oh,
is dead. I
Yeah,
was.
it basically goes on.
Kara
every
was
guy's turn now.
simultaneous. Next
So
week.
you'll roll
Wednesday.
initiative because it will use your initiative and everything. But
My turn.
you see Kara over there like, and she's
But-
like, "No, don't punch him." And she's like,
But you also heard that Callista's dead.
Okay.
punches once. Don't punch him.
Train me.
I'm not doing anything.
Winsu with tears in his eyes as he stabbed his friend to death.
He gets sneak attack though. His Kara's there. Get him in the kidney. He wants you to.
25.
That hits.
You're dead.
No,
I don't think I can roll.
I think even at max damage, I don't think he can.
No.
6, 9,
12,
15.
13, 14, 15 hits. So you have 5 hit points.
Callista and Droolbot over here. Starts making bubbles.
And I have absolutely no way of getting him up without him taking a long rest.
"Yeah, you're not a healer, so you don't have any kind of restorative."
Could you just like
powers.
move me to a corner?
That's not gonna help though. If this thing jumps brains, it's not gonna, like waddle out. It disappeared.
Well, I'm assuming.
So what you doing?
It has to come out.
Yeah, it has
It has to
come
come
out.
out to like get near
Hopefully.
the body at least.
Fingers crossed. I'm gonna do firebolt at Lou.
All right,
Roll a hit.
roll to hit.
Set it on fire.
16.
Miss.
Ugh. I tried really hard.
Who's initiative?
Yeah.
All right, Lou. Roll initiative.
6.
Pod person Lou.
More die?
I think this is an 19.
25.
Callista.
Be derpy, but it's too fast.
9.
Wait, Wensu's 9. What did
No,
you
I'm 9.
She's
Okay.
I hit the table right now.
What is Wensu?
Winsu is
Conflicted.
6.
Kara?
23.
Alright.
You're sitting here wondering, like, why didn't I continue to punch him? Everybody else is getting their whacks in.
No, she punched twice.
Alright. Mordai, Drool, Kara, Punch. I'm getting these messages here.
I don't know what to do. Kill him.
I'm just gonna kind of
Winsu
shout.
reaches over and says, "Please finish him."
I can knock him prone. What does that do?
I'm just gonna shout. He's
He'll just
already
be on the
dead.
ground. And
You have
he'll
to.
just have to expend movement to get up.
You have to finish friendly.
Alright, I'm gonna hit him. Did I hit it? And a miss.
No, because is he still like
No.
loopy or no?
No.
Okay.
Once the damage.
Once he took damage, that was
7 more
done.
points.
That's -2.
All right, so you drop to the ground. Who's next?
After Kara, it's me.
All right,
What happens when he hits the ground?
You see a
What did I say?
just appears on
There's a Wensu over there to save you.
his
No,
neck.
Wensu.
What you doing?
No,
Um,
Wensu hasn't gone.
it's okay. So Wensu's down, or Lua is down. I guess I'll use my most powerful reaction attack. I'll use my acid breath.
Okay.
So it's a
And it's not.
save Dex 12, DC 12. Okay. None of those are D6s.
And
Shit.
it's a line,
Yep, it's a straight line.
but it only affects one. It's a line. Okay.
Yeah, it's a line, so it would hit Lou, basically. But, you know,
His dead body.
I don't know. It's a D8.
Aren't you worried about it having a nice funeral though?
Went over him, I went, yeah. 6.
6. Okay.
This one's taking a little bit of damage, but not much. No, I'm saying that it's
I'm
not between
trying.
you, but I mean it's also I think you hit it before that.
I hit it with. No,
Alright,
I
and
didn't
I
hit
can
that
move
one.
still.
I
That
missed
one
that
didn't
one.
get.
That one hasn't gotten hit like at all.
Okay.
Yeah, I
No,
hit
it
it.
did.
Yeah, it's been hit a
I
couple
hit
times
it.
now.
Yeah, Mordai hit it.
Lou takes 6 more, so you're already dead, so it doesn't really matter.
3, 4, 5, and I'm gonna hiss at it.
Okay.
Okay. And then it is Callie's turn.
I'm going to get very annoyed and just shoot my crossbow because none of my spells are going through.
Say hello to my little friend.
She crits.
Crits with the crossbow. Alright, so what's the damage on the crossbow?
1d8 plus 4.
So roll the d8, double the d8, and then add the plus 4.
Mm.
So
7, 14 plus
18.
18. Alright. So the crossbow bolt sinks into it, and it kind of and then falls over onto the ground with a kind of a sticky,
almost dead.
sickly.
I just
That's
spell
the
web.
only thing that I'm actually good at anymore is shooting a crossbow.
Yeah, your spell would have hit though too.
I doubt it.
Alright.
Wensu
So
kneels
okay.
down next to Lou and closes his eyes.
Yeah.
And I'm weeping over my friend.
And then he's looking for shiny things.
No.
taking stuff.
That's not me.
So what is everybody else doing?
I'm gonna go over and
I'm just gonna. Grr.
Okay, you just lay there and drool. Don't worry, I'm not going to ask you what you're doing. Not for at least
You said you
another
dispelled web.
8
Yeah.
hours.
so I check on. I mean, he's dead, right?
Yeah,
This guy. Okay.
Can these doors close?
Yeah.
Okay.
You
Close
opened them.
them on me.
So no, I'm gonna tell you to come in the room. Come in the room. Let's close these doors.
Okay, I'm
so
gonna
nothing.
go
We don't get any
in the
surprises
square
from
next to you
upstairs.
then.
You want to close them all in?
No,
My
no,
lock
no,
is
next to
in
Kara.
there.
Don't close them all the way. We have people upstairs.
They look like they're gonna lock if I just close them.
No, but don't close them because then sound. We can't hear the people.
You can't hear them anyway.
I
Hear
forgot.
them
It's fine. If they lock, even if you can't unlock them, I have a magical spell.
I'm just thinking I don't want shit coming down the stairs at us while we're trying to mourn our friend and get this person
If
off the
there's shit
ground.
coming down the stairs,
Come on,
that means our
Bubbles,
friends
get up.
upstairs are dead.
As long
So
as
you-
they didn't take the treasure.
You just drag me over to this.
No, the treasure's still floating along behind me.
Okay, well we're fine then.
You just add me on there.
Yep, just toss them up on there.
Lou wouldn't have died if we went and got the part.
I think we should try and maybe one of us go up and get the rest of our group and bring them down here. We can hold up for.
Let's finish checking the room just in case there's more brains hiding somewhere.
That's true.
Just in case.
Maybe we should go get our barbarian friend before we continue to check for scary
No, I
things
don't
that
want her in
killed
the
another
library.
friend.
No, we're fine. I can punch things.
Plus, could you
Over this
imagine if
way.
someone possessed her?
Don't be jealous.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
Jesus.
kind of like walk the outside of the room.
The walls are lined with bookshelves with a variety of different types of tomes just kind of stacked onto them. The tables have all kinds of like alchemical like chemistry set type gear set up on it. A couple of them have like areas for like, looks like it's potentially for like writing scrolls, that kind of thing. There's one table that's set up specifically for bookbinding,
Yes.
and it is essentially a wizard's workshop.
So nothing dangerous.
You don't find any other creatures in this room. But you do find on one of the tables is a green crystal with glowing runes swirling around inside.
The counterpart is still on loose person.
The level.
The one we used to get here.
Ah.
Do I recognize it as
It looks
like the one that
to
we
you
were-
identical to the one that that Lou used to open up a portal to get here.
Right. Well, I don't like messing around with magic stuff, so I'm going to let those two know. It's like there's the rest of the room looks safe. There's a green crystal over there with a rune, like the portal one that Lou had.
This whole room is just a dream come true. I mean, except for the death of our friends and such whatnot.
Well,
The
one of
paste.
them's not
The
dead.
paste is gonna have to go. But these books.
I'm not dead yet.
Gurgle,
You're-
gurgle,
you're-
gurgle.
Yeah.
Blub, blub.
So is it?
I already have another one.
I'm gonna go upstairs and get the rest of our group and bring them down here. I don't see we can't move on. We've got a dead
Expected to
body
die.
and someone that's incapacitated.
Yeah.
We should probably move Lou to a corner and cover him up, though. Because some of those people haven't seen dead bodies. The barkeep and his daughter. Well, mostly just the barkeep's daughter.
Rough times,
Tessa. Yeah, it's the
Tessa-
thought that
how has
counts.
Tessa not seen dead bodies?
Huh?
Her parents. She
I don't know
her
that she
burned
saw their
parents.
bodies, though.
And the
She
ghosts.
saw her burned
Granted, I guess she
parents.
sees a dead body every time she closes her eyes, right? Because her eyelids.
She sees dead people.
Anyway, the barkeep's daughter. It's human.
Respectful anyway.
All right.
He would want to be in
I'm
the
gonna
corner.
go up to.
I gotta start
the
kicking you
house.
over there because I'm not strong enough.
So you
to
go
lift
back
you.
up to the main area, and you see that they have kind of scattered around, and they're like checking out. They've got like some of the furniture that's basically intact set up. You see a couple of people are walking around upstairs in the balcony. Well, they were told that they could come in now, so they figured it's just clear. You see, like Tessa and Liam have got their bags, and they go off into one of the rooms up there, and you hear the door close. And
Thankfully, they're safe up there because we
Kinda.
didn't check.
Yeah.
We-
I told them the first floor was clear.
It's all right. They had a barbarian. They're fine. They're
It's like the
protected.
first
So I'll
floor's
kind
clear.
of like
What's on
call
the
up
second
there,
floor?
like everything okay up on the second floor?
yeah, there's
Brain
bedrooms.
All right. Are you guys comfortable?
Seem to
just-
be pretty intact for the most part. I mean, check for bed bugs.
You guys are okay just finding a room and hanging out? We've kind of got a situation down in the basement.
Oh. And the Eskin's like, sure, go ahead. I'll just kind of direct people to kind of help straighten up. Except for that one. He kind of looks out and you see the barbarian has found one of the hammocks that is still somewhat functional and is kind of like tying some other hammocks onto it to try to like stir it up and tests it.
It's nap time.
Then he climbs into the hammock and just kind of lays there.
Quinceañera or siesta.
Okay.
She's not turning 15.
I'm gonna go out and talk to the barbarian.
Okay.
Sorry to bother you when you're relaxing. We're down in the basement. We have a situation. Got into a bit of a tussle.
Oh, you're so lucky. I've been out here babysitting these guys. I'm just exhausted now.
Probably should have taken you with us. One of our companions is no longer with us. So maybe it's better if everyone kind of stays up here and beds down for the night in the bedrooms. If you
Kind of
wanna
looks out there. It's like noon.
No, I know, but we can't go
I
anywhere.
could take a nap,
That's fine. Are
but I
you-
don't know if I could sleep 8. Yeah, I could probably nap 8 hours.
No, but are you a light sleeper? So if there's something dangerous, they call for help.
Sure.
I'm in love with
You,
this
you have no faith.
You were not at all reassured.
All right. Well,
If you
I'm
could
gonna go
not
check
pray
in with the
hours,
others,
isn't
and
gonna
we'll
be
come
on
back
light.
up and check on you guys and let you know what's going on.
Okay. As you do that, you kind of look over and you see two figures walking down the wall towards the
Towards the path.
villa from the direction you guys originally came from.
Hmm.
Okay.
Are you perceptive enough to notice their faces?
They're
Probably
too far away.
Yeah.
All you really make out at this distance is one is very definitely what you would guess probably female.
Very definitely we would probably guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the other one has like a hood pulled up over its head, so you can't really tell, but it seems fairly slight of build and slightly shorter than the woman walking along next to it. But it's like a beautiful purple cloak and like some kind of very fashionable purple robes.
And I'm like freaking out because I'm like responsible for protecting all of these people now, pretty much. Because I've got this barbarian who wants a nap.
you hear snoring already coming
And
from
the
over there.
paladin is dead. And I've got
I need
squishy
an adult.
people.
I need a more
adult.
adultier adult.
I just like to punch things. I don't want to be responsible for all these people. Alright, so I'll kind of nudge the barbarian. Like, listen, there's two people coming down the road. I'm going to run back downstairs, let them know, and come back up and keep watch with you. They don't look like they're moving very fast.
No. Alright.
I'll wait.
She just kind of swings there. She kind of shifts so that she's kind of like sitting in the hammock, kind of looking in that direction, but just kind of swaying in the breeze.
I also know that she's from a pirate, like, traveling vessel, so she's probably pretty quick to wake up and cut someone's throat if they approach her.
You have such a low opinion of pirate ships.
No, there's a high opinion of her that I know she has quick reflexes, so I'm like, she's probably fine to doze.
No, she kind of revels in.
And she loves to kill, so she'll wake up to kill things. So I'm gonna go back downstairs.
Alright. Meanwhile, while she's gone, you're drooling still on the stone slab floor.
Well, apparently I'm on the floor.
In the
You've
corner.
been on the floor.
Tucked
You
away.
were in the corner on the floor.
I kind of
Because there's
pulled
no
Blue's
beds or
cloak
anything
over
in
both
here.
of you.
I'm not dead.
No, but you're not pretty to look at the moment, so I've covered you up. Don't want to give the kids nightmares. Oh.
Got no emotional attachment to you. You just showed up one day, and like, yeah.
Literally today.
Yeah.
It
Earlier
was.
in the day.
Today. Hey,
We found
At like 6 o'clock in the morning for me, so.
No, yesterday night.
Yeah, and I went to bed.
Yeah.
So what are
He
you
slept
guys?
outside.
What are you guys doing? You've moved the bodies off to the side.
Yep.
I'm gonna kind of skim over the room and see if there's anything really of interest.
There's two bodies.
There's like
a portal crystal.
yeah, there's some sort of gate stone, much like what you used to get here. Same color of green and gold.
I just
And I've already described what all's in here.
Yeah.
So.
okay. I'm going to go over and just start skimming the book titles.
Okay. It's a mix of Dioran and Infernal and Shadow Speech, which is the language of the undead,
I can read
and
most
the
of it.
Shadow Realm. You can actually read Shadow Speech too.
Oh, okay. Then I can read all of it.
And it's a mix of history books, not just like history on like the world, but like arcane history, history of different planes, planar travel, history on different famous creatures, like biography type tomes and stuff like that.
Do I see any that would pertain towards the brain things and like more knowledge on them?
Yeah, as you make your way around, you find a whole section on various aberrations, things found in the Underdark, and extraplanar creatures that defy the logic of
The natural
the
order.
natural order of things.
Okay. Can I skim through those and try and see what I can collect in like knowledge-wise on the things that kill Blue?
Sure, you can just kind of start doing that. That'd obviously take you
Yeah.
quite a while, but you can sit there and start kind of flipping through books and everything. Meanwhile, Winsu,
Would Lou have any like an amulet or anything that I would
and gold.
know? Like,
So as part of the noble background,
There's a wall there, bro.
he does have a signet ring on his hand,
mhm.
and he actually does have a scroll of pedigree that says like what noble house and what title he holds. He's got his holy symbol from his deity.
Well, I was just saying anything that,
He's got
because
his
I mean, you
papers.
weren't close to your family, right?
No, I was.
No, they kind of kicked him out.
Yeah.
No.
I would know that. I mean, I would know this stuff.
Yeah.
Having been out together. I'm just trying to think if I needed to let anyone know of your passing, other than me.
So outside of family, Lou, as far as you know, Lou had no like attachments to any like other people or anything.
Did you have like a godly probation officer kind of thing that you check in with, like a mentor?
No, as part of the oath of the ancients, it's more like an oath to like the nature, the natural world.
So he'd rather be buried outside than in a catacomb, right?
But I'll
Find you a nice stage.
I grab the gate key or whatever, the crystal from you, and any of your other primary belongings.
So those.
Do you have my
Yeah, outside of like his armor, which is just chainmail, a shield. If you want
Armor?
this,
Most of what he's got right now is still on my floaty disc. I mean, money-wise.
I mean-
no, I know. I meant like. Well, I know we need the crystal from him,
Yeah.
and
I don't want to bring that
but
up.
if you want to take the,
sword.
if you do want to take his gold, and he's got 298 gold coins,
Oh, yeah. He's holding out on
28 silver pieces, and 48 copper pieces.
Do you have any gold teeth? Any silver?
Well, honestly, I don't see him taking it as like a sacrilege or anything.
No.
We would have wanted to be like, well, okay, go ahead. I can't use it.
Like as,
So-
Yeah.
as part of his oath, he would have wanted this to go to those who needed it.
Which at this point is going to be the people that just got displaced from their homes. Back upstairs.
Well, I mean, this definitely looks like a place that could become like a haven for all the people here. I'm sure there's an abundance of food on the island. But yeah, he doesn't really have much of anything else.
You said it's a family.
He does have an explorer's pack, which has like various adventuring gear and some ration. He's still got his whole 10 days of rations. He hasn't had to use any of them yet.
The scroll of your lineage, you said?
A scroll of pedigree, yeah.
Yeah.
like a fancy dog.
You could very well still take that back to his family,
Mm-hmm.
just for the sake of
Not-
closure.
Yeah. So you're, and then you're
The signet ring
Signet
and
ring.
a holy symbol amulet, which that depends if you want to take it or if it's something you feel like leaving or not.
Probably bury you with it. Or use it as a grave marker.
Mhm. So yeah, I'll take those to your family if I ever get
If you
back
get
there.
that way,
Yeah.
tell Moria.
Preparing for your funeral, basically. I'm doing what was right for my friend.
All right. So,
I'm desperately trying to figure
with
out how to
that,
fix
you
friends.
go back inside to alert the last of your companions that there are people approaching, and you see, and of course, obviously, the people that are upstairs in the various rooms and everything. You guys finish up kind of your reading the book. You gather up your friends' belongings and say a few final silent words of not necessarily prayer, but just kind of a
Respects.
respect
Mm-hmm.
for your lost friend, and you begin kind of perusing the arcane lab here, eager to delve into its mysteries, while two strangers from God's knows where are approaching a place that is suddenly now filled with activity after many decades of being completely abandoned.